Alright, so 1.2 the easy day for you. Give me a second to line this up. It's not really comfortable on my desk here. And it's just back to basics. It's just to make sure that you understand some of the things that's supposed to happen. Creating a histogram isn't difficult as long as you have the patience and ability to count the number of items. So if you are able to do that, and as long as you understand how to do your class of 0 through 9, or you would actually put a 10 there, and then a 20 there, and then a 30 there, and a 40 there, for example. And if there were 4 items 0 through 9, then you would make sure you put a box up to 10. If there were 6 items 10 through 20, then you would make sure that your rectangle went there. If there were 2 items 20 to 30, then you would just do that. So again, the histogram really isn't that bad to do. You just got to be able to count. So I'm pretty sure we had to do that in Algebra 1. Creating a box and whisker plot is not difficult as long as you know how to find the first quartile, median, and third quartile. So what we're going to do is just do a real quick review of those things very quickly, just to make sure we know what we're doing. And since we're doing that, we might as well talk about the mean one more time, just to make sure you understand, as well as throw in the symbol for mean if you ever see it in your calculator, which is called X bar. So the bar over the X just pretty much means you're taking the actual average, which is where you take those numbers, you add them up. So 6 plus 9 plus 3 plus 8 plus 15 equals, and then divide that by 5. And when you do that on your Math Excel today, you are going to round to the nearest tenth, so just make sure you're ready for that. But again, nothing really tough on that part. You do have to be careful on the median, which again, the main reason why I'm doing this is the median and the quartiles, because the median is the middle number. It means that you have to first off put them in order. So you would put 2, 3, 9, 16, 18, and this is the one where you eliminate down to the middle, which in this case means that your median would be 9. But that is nice as long as you know there's an odd number. But again, the reason why we're doing this is because I need you to make sure you remember how to deal with whenever there's an even set of values, which is that you would put it in order. So 4, 9, 13, 16, 18, and 20, 24. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you go to do your middle stuff here, and you have 2 of them, again, the whole point of this is just to make sure you know what to do. And what you do whenever there are 2 medians is you find the average of the 2, as in like the add and divide, or what number is directly in between 13 and 16. I think that is 14.5. Yeah, so in this case your median would be 14.5. So again, the key thing there, first key thing, especially with dealing with box and whisker plots, is to make sure that I at least talk to you one more time before we leave it on what to do whenever there are 2 medians, because you have to average those. But that also affects whenever you find your first and third quartiles. The first and third quartiles are found similar to finding the median. Just think of the first quartile as the median of the front half, and the third quartile as the median of the back half. The half is in quotes because it is determined by the value of the median. So again, I'm not going to actually I'll discuss it very quickly, but just again, this is for your quartile stuff whenever you see it. But if there were 5 values, that means your median would actually be 3. Because your median is 3, you would actually take the median out of that. Ooh, I might have messed up on your work today. Anyway, you actually take the median out of that, which means that what you use is if your median is part of the number, then it's not part of your quartile. So you would actually just look at these 2, which means your first quartile would be the middle of these 2 numbers, which I believe is 1.5. I'll see in just a second on my calculator. Actually, I can do that right now, but I won't show you how. That would just be crazy. 4, 5. Yep, it says my first quartile is 1.5 because since my median is part of the answer, you actually take it out of the part there, and the median that you find is the middle of whatever's here, which means your first quartile would be 1.5. Your second quartile would be, again, if you're covering that, that's the back half, and if there's just 2 numbers, then it would be 4.5. The thing is, when you go to find the median of 6 numbers, since the median is 3.5, and it's not part of it, that is where you actually whatever your median is, that's what you cross out. And since there's no number there, you actually do have these numbers here, which means that your first quartile would be the median of 3 numbers, which is this. Your third quartile would be the median of these three, which is it. So again, whenever there is an actual median there, whenever a number is the actual median, you take that out of the front half and back half for your first and third quartile. All right, so one more time. If I have 7 values, that means that this is my actual median, which means that it cannot be part of my first quartile. So I now find the first, or the median of this part and the median of that part, which is there. Again, if I have 8 values, that means my median is actually going to be here, because it's going to be in between 2 numbers. And so now I would find the median of this front half, which would be my first quartile of 2.5, and this would give me my third quartile of 6.5, not 7. But other than that, like I said, that's the main thing. I got to go back before I put this up and make sure that the answers I have are correct on your Math Excel. But other than that, like I said, I should have that fixed before you actually work it out. So good luck, and I will talk to you tomorrow.